There is a quiet moment most people recognize but rarely speak about. It happens late at night, when the world finally goes silent. The phone is down, the lights are dim, and suddenly the mind begins to speak. It says, "You know what you should be doing, and you are not doing it." That voice is not cruel. It is honest. And most people spend their entire lives running from it. Your greatest obstacle is not lack of time, talent, or opportunity. It is the untrained mind. This video is not here to motivate you. It is here to initiate you. Because centuries ago, samurai understood something modern neuroscience is only beginning to confirm. A distracted mind becomes weak. A disciplined mind becomes dangerous, in the best possible way. This is the story of a warrior who learned that discipline is not punishment, but liberation. And over the next few minutes, it will quietly become your story too. Imagine a young samurai standing alone at dawn. No audience, no praise, no music, only breath, cold air, and the weight of his own potential. He had survived battles, hunger, and exile. But his greatest enemy still followed him everywhere, his own mind, restless, reactive, always negotiating. "Tomorrow," it whispered. "Later, not today." One morning, his master said only this: "For the next 3 weeks, you will live as if your life depends on each decision, because one day, it will." And that was the beginning. What follows is a 3-week transformation, not to escape life, but to command it. Not through dramatic effort, but through awareness, structure, and quiet intensity. Week 1 is about seeing clearly. Neuroscience shows that the brain cannot change what it does not consciously observe. So the first task is not effort, it is truth. In this first week, you stop drifting. Each morning, before the world touches you, you slow down. You breathe deeply. You ask one question: what am I avoiding today? Then you write it down. Not beautifully, not emotionally, clearly. You track your time. You observe when focus breaks. You identify what triggers distraction, irritation, fatigue. This is not judgment. This is reconnaissance. The samurai called this grounding. Modern science calls it metacognition. Same truth, different language. You begin to wake at the same time each day. You move your body briefly, a walk, a stretch, a few push-ups. Just enough to signal alertness to the nervous system. Enough to say, "I am awake and in command." You remove 2 habits that drain you most. Usually, scrolling before bed and reaching for your phone first thing in the morning. Not forever, just for this week. The brain resists. Of course it does. It prefers comfort over clarity. But by the end of week 1, something subtle happens. You begin to see patterns. You realize the problem was never motivation. It was noise. By day 7, you see clearly. Week 2 is about cutting precisely. Now that awareness is sharp, action becomes smaller and more powerful. Samurai never wasted energy on dramatic gestures. They believed in 1,000 quiet cuts. Neuroscience agrees. Consistency rewires the brain faster than intensity. This week, you choose one physical discipline and one mental discipline. Physically, you move every day, even briefly. Not to exhaustion, but to continuity. Mentally, you practice deliberate focus. You work in blocks of time. No multitasking, no negotiation. When resistance appears, and it will, you do not fight it. You shorten the task and begin anyway. If you planned to write for an hour but resistance is high, commit to 10 minutes, then begin. The mind learns that starting is the only requirement. 5 more minutes, 1 more paragraph, 2 more repetitions. The lesson becomes clear. I do not need to feel ready to act. Each evening, you review the day like a general reviewing a battlefield. What worked? Where did you retreat? What will you adjust tomorrow? No drama, no shame, only correction. Halfway through this week, doubt appears. You are behind. This won't last. You are not like those disciplined people. This is where most people stop. But the warrior redirects the energy. The young samurai learned this from his master. Anger is not suppressed. It is aimed. Instead of turning emotion inward, you channel it into action. One task, immediately. Emotion becomes fuel, not poison. By the end of week 2, something shifts again. You begin to trust yourself. Not because life is easy, but because you respond when it isn't. By day 14, you cut precisely. Week 3 is about emptiness and integration. This is the most misunderstood stage. Discipline does not end in control. It ends in calm. The samurai called this the void, not emptiness as nothingness, but emptiness as clarity. The void is not absence. It's the space between stimulus and response, where choice lives. Neuroscience calls it reduced cognitive load. You are no longer forcing habits, they are carrying you. This week, you simplify. You reduce decisions. You follow the same morning structure, the same work blocks, the same evening review. Repetition removes friction. You add stillness, a few minutes each day of doing nothing. No phone, no input, just breath and awareness. This trains the nervous system to downshift. It teaches the mind that silence is safe. You begin to notice a strange thing. Urges rise and fall without you obeying them. That is mastery. Near the end of this week, pride may appear. You've changed. You don't need this structure anymore. This is the final test. The young samurai learned to bow to the system, not the ego. You keep the structure, even when it feels unnecessary, especially then, because discipline is not built for hard days alone. It is built to survive good ones. On the final day, you stand still. You look back, not to celebrate, but to understand. You ask yourself, do I respond faster than before? Is my mind quieter? Do I trust my word more? If the answer is yes, even slightly, the transformation has begun. By day 21, you move effortlessly. Now, the steps are simple. First, observe your life without judgment. Second, build discipline through small, relentless actions. Third, redirect emotion into movement, not rumination. Fourth, simplify until consistency becomes effortless. Fifth, accept that discipline is not a phase, it is a way of walking. You are not meant to be harsh with yourself. You are meant to be honest. The mind is not your enemy. It is a weapon that requires training. And over these 3 weeks, you have sharpened it. Do not announce this change. A blade does not explain its sharpness. It simply cuts cleanly. Tomorrow, you begin again. Not because you failed today, but because discipline is not something you achieve once. It is something you become. The young samurai returned to his master after 21 days. The master asked, "What did you learn?" The warrior answered, "That I was always ready. I just needed to begin. Begin tomorrow."